So you're thinking about buying a Galaxy Watch in 2020, but is it still worth the money? Stay tuned to find out, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Okay, so we're going to kick things off with a quick unboxing as usual. So this is the 42mm Galaxy Watch. I went for the smaller one because I have actually got quite small wrists, but thinking about it now, I do wish I had gone for the bigger one. But for some people, the smaller one will be absolutely fine, and I do still enjoy it. That's why I kept it and didn't send it back. So when you open the box, you'll be greeted with the actual watch with the wrist straps attached. Then on the left hand side there, you've got the charger and a little booklet. Then on the right hand side separately, you have the wireless docking station, which you just plug into the charger there. And in the middle there, you actually get some spare watch straps. I was kind of hoping there would be some smarter ones or maybe some metal ones, but they're actually just the same rubber wrist straps as the ones the watch comes with. But as I'm sure you're aware, you can go out to pretty much anywhere on the internet and find spare watch straps. You can get some pretty smart looking ones for less than £15. If you were interested in some smarter watch straps, I will link a few down in the description below. If you're wondering about colour options, the 46mm comes in a silver colour, whilst the 42mm comes in either midnight black or rose gold. Hello again guys, welcome to Take It Easy. Just before we jump into the features of the watch, I'm just going to go over the specifications. So the Galaxy Watch comes with the Exynos dual-core 1.15 GHz processor. That is the Exynos 9110. Display-wise, it is dependent on which watch you pick. So there are two sizes, the 46mm or the 42mm, which I've got here. Both have a resolution of 360 by 360 pixels with a Super AMOLED display, Gorilla Glass DX+. Operating system, we're obviously going with the Tizen operating system. Now this is Samsung's own smartwatch operating system, so this does not run on Google's Wear OS, which is a common misconception, although it will work with some of Google's features. RAM, again, is dependent on which model you go for, whether you go for the LTE model or the version I've got here. LTE essentially means you can take it out without being connected to the phone, and it'll allow you to make phone calls, etc. So if you opt for the LTE version, you're going to get 1.5 GB of RAM, and if you go for the normal version, you're going to get the 768 MB of RAM. So quite a big difference there, but personally, as I will show you later, I don't think you actually need the RAM on this watch. Storage wise, it has 4 GB of internal storage. You can store your Spotify songs and stuff on there if you wish, along with voice recordings and even pictures if you want to. So connectivity wise, it has a host of features including NFC, Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, GPS, and then of course LTE. Other features include of course a microphone and a speaker, so you can make and receive calls just purely on your watch. I will do a microphone demonstration later, and it is also IP68 water and dust resistant. You can actually go swimming with this as well, and it does even have an exercise tracker specifically for swimming, and it's water resistant up to 50 meters. Battery life again is dependent on which size you go for. So if you go for the 46mm watch, you're going to get a 172 mAh battery, and if you go for the smaller 42mm version, you're going to get a 270 mAh battery. So quite a significant difference there. I will talk about the battery life later on. Okay, I'm just going to quickly jump over to a sound test now so you can get an idea for what the microphone sounds like. Okay, so this is the test for the Galaxy Watch microphone. So I have tried this in a couple of phone calls, and I've had really good feedback from everyone. Everyone has said that they couldn't really tell whether I was talking on my watch or my phone, which is really good to hear because I have the Galaxy Note 10 Plus, which has got a pretty good microphone on it. So overall, I'm really happy with the microphone on the watch. Onto the watch. Now, the setup was actually relatively easy. It did it pretty much automatically. Now I do have a Samsung phone, so that might have made things easier. I know on an iPhone things are a little bit more complicated and you do lose some of the features. Initial impressions, the watch felt amazing. It is so smooth, which was surprising because I was expecting it to be a little bit slow and stuttery, but everything just worked so smoothly. Now it has an array of features, including a barometer, then of course your fitness tracking. Now this I love. You can pick different workouts and it has different tracking modes for each one. the watch can detect when you're doing a certain thing. So for example, when you go out for a walk, it will automatically detect that you've started walking. And it will actually set a timer from when you actually first set off, and it's actually very, very accurate. Then of course you've got your stress monitor, which I'm not sure how accurate it actually is. I have been trying to test it out, but I always seem to be in the green, which I have to admit is strange for me. But as well as a measuring feature, you can also do some breathing exercises if you are stressed, and then it tracks how stressed you've been over the course of the week. Same story with the calories burnt and your steps. It tracks everything across the course of a week, so you can compare different days. You can also set targets for how many steps you want to do each day, which I have to admit, it does encourage you to get up out of your seat and do a bit more exercise. Speaking of getting out your seat, it also automatically tells you when you might need to stand up. So say if you've been sat at your desk for a long time, it will say get up, have a stretch, go for a walk, and it also detects when you've done that, which definitely helps with your energy levels through the day and your productivity. So watch faces, it does come with a nice array of different styles watch faces. I've only downloaded 2 or 3 myself. The first one you saw there was one that I downloaded off the App Store. The one I'm showing off now comes as a default watch face on the Galaxy Watch. So the default watch faces, you can actually press and hold on them, and then you can customize some of the features. Each watch face is different. Some will let you customize the color of the dials, a bit like this one, and others the color of the background. Another feature that a lot of them have is the ticking noise. Now, I actually turned this off because I thought it sounded a little bit fake, but if some people want to get as close to a real watch as they possibly can, then by all means turn it on. I was concerned about battery life though, with it making the ticking sound constantly. Now I'm just going to show off some of the physical features of the watch. You can see that on the side you've got the 2 buttons, and if you hold that one at the top, it'll actually bring up the Samsung Pay, because of course the watch does have NFC. Then you've got that really nice rotating bezel there, which I was using to switch between apps and different options. Okay, so lastly, a quick note about battery life. So this watch will last you a full day with ease, but I find myself wanting to make use of all the features. So the step counter and calorie counter, and then the sleep tracker. And I struggle to get a full day and a full night in one charge. I can't really find a convenient time to charge the watch, so ideally I would have liked it to have lasted a couple of days and then I can charge it. But I do find myself having to charge it every day when I'm using it for sleep tracking as well. Which then brings me on to my small gripe with the watch, and that is the charge time. I kind of hope that it would have some sort of fast charging to make up for the battery life. This is of course down to the way I want to use the watch. If you're not going to use it for sleep tracking or not even wear it all day, then it'll most likely be perfect for you. So should you buy a Galaxy Watch in 2020? Taking into account all the features, I'd definitely say it's still one of the best smartwatches out there. Because if you really think about it, what else do you need on a smartwatch? It's got all your fitness tracking, it's got NFC, heart rate monitor, microphone, speakers. There really isn't much more that you could put into a smartwatch without it sort of taking over your phone. So for me, it's definitely a future-proofed design. Not once has it felt slow or clunky, it's always stayed the same. And as I said, connectivity was so easy, it was so easy to set up. I think Samsung have done a really good job on this. If you were worried about it getting slow or clunky, then just go for the LTE version, which has a little bit more RAM. And again, that's just gonna future-proof it even more. If you compare it to something like the new Skagen Volster 3 watch that's just come out, that's only got 1GB of RAM, and that's just come out recently. So if you were wondering about price, the 42mm, which I showed off here, is currently £279, and then the larger version is £299. They do actually do a Golf Special Edition, which is currently going for £359. If you're new to smartwatches and you're a little bit worried about the price, a good option for you right now would be the Skagen Volster 2 watch. Since the 3 has just come out, they've actually reduced them right down to £80 on their website, and that is a good all-rounder. It has your heart rate monitor, NFC, all that sort of stuff. So if you want to try out a smartwatch and see if it's for you, then that would be a really good bet at the moment, but I can't imagine that offer will be on for long. Let me know what you thought of the watch in the comments section, and whether or not you think it is outdated, because this watch is about 2 years old now at least. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.